Hi, I'm Victor Lee. Welcome to our webinar on discovering the future of AI-powered graph databases with TigerGraph Savanna. I'm Victor Lee, as I said, the Director of Technical Product Management here at TigerGraph, and I'll be joined later by Sam Joe, our Manager for Savanna Engineering. In today's world, we now have AI available to everybody, and it's able to do some amazing things. It can answer answer lots of questions with very thorough answers. It can help you write documents, so anything from a job application to a technical report. If you give it a topic like, hey, I'd like a 1 week vacation in Malaysia, it can suggest an itinerary, and it can even help software engineers write code. But it's not quite perfect. Even though it always has some sort of answer, sometimes you've noticed the answers may be a little bit off. They may be outdated. And if you think about it, it's because one reason it's using statistics. And even if it's right 95% of the time, that means 5% it's not right. And as I said, you don't know what information it's using. You'd like some more visibility into that. So Graph gives you the ability to help supercharge your AI to make it better. And it does that by allowing you to supplement what is out there with your own information that you know is valid and that has the emphasis that you want. So it provides context and emphasis. So this is a question I actually put to ChatGPT. Does Matt Damon have any connections to the US Supreme Court? And it basically said, none that we can find. But if you have a graph and if you have the right sort of information, you would know that, hey, both Matt Damon and Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson attended Harvard University. If you do an even deeper graph analysis, you would see that they both were at Harvard at the same time, they were in the same class together, and that they actually rehearsed a play together. So if you think about how a graph structures information, you have each of these persons, or I should say person and court. Matt Damon has his acting career, family, the things he's advocated for. The Supreme Court has key cases and justices. And you start looking, can we make any direct connections between those things? If you keep looking deeper, you can see, okay, some justices went to Harvard, Matt Damon went to Harvard, and you look deeper what courses they took or was reported in the media, and then you would eventually see that through a graph analysis that they were in that same drama class together. How does that work in more important use cases, shall we say? Banks are using this to help them improve their fraud detection. They have graphs that look at transactions, accounts, the people behind those accounts, and other biographical information about those persons. They form these graphs and they perform analysis like community detection algorithms that group things together. They do PageRank to see which are the most influential nodes within a community. And they do shortest path analysis to say, hey, for this transaction or this person, how closely are they related to known fraudsters? And those signals that they get from connected data improve their ability to determine fraud detection. It's in production by some of the world's biggest banks, and it's saving them and then saving you, the customer, in total millions of dollars per year. So, but in order to do this, you need a graph that can handle the amount of data they have. And the more data gives you more accuracy. So you need it to be big and you need to be fast enough to handle those real time, like credit card transactions. And it's for reasons like that that we developed TigerGraph Savanna, the cloud native graph platform for flexibility, performance, and scale. The scalability is something that TigerGraph has always had, but with the cloud now, we have even more flexibility. And that flexibility can help you get 25% or more cost savings. You do that because you're able to tailor the resources. By separating the compute and storage, you can choose what compute resources you need at a particular time for a particular task. You increase the performance quality and you increase the cost efficiency. You also have the option, if you want, to run it on your own cloud infrastructure. So that's how we perform better. but also help make it easy for you to get started. We have 9 solution kits based on our experience for mission critical use cases. We have 3 times more data connectors than in previous versions for seamless high-speed data ingestion, and we have the widest support of graph query languages anywhere. So I mentioned that TigerGraph has always been known for its speed and scalability. I'm going to give you a little bit of inside look at that. And the 2 key characteristics here are massively parallel processing and a distributed database design. Modern CPUs have multiple cores, and each core can handle multiple threads of activity. And we've written our software so that each thread is able to do part of the task in parallel. It's like having a big team of workers who to help you reduce the time it takes you to complete a task. So we have this massively parallel processing. We also have a distributed database. A non-distributed database would be like just looking at this one slice where you have one set of CPUs and memory and storage, and it works perfectly fine. But when you want to go to multiple servers, are you able to do it efficiently? TigerGraph is designed to basically increase our parallelism. So we're performing even faster if you have the same workload, or in other words, if you have 2 servers and twice the work, it still gets done in the same amount of time. So we have that natural joining to expand horizontally. If you're not designed as a distributed database, you actually lose a lot of efficiency, if you can do it at all, of trying to connect those different databases. We've taken that to the next level with Savanna to make it really cloud native with separation of storage and compute. Start with the storage layer. That's relatively inefficient storage, and you can select from different types, and it can expand as needed, but that's your base cost. Oops, excuse me. And then you add your read-write workspace. This is your main database where it reads in data and it updates the data, and it can perform your transactions. It can perform whatever, is your foundational workload, but its main job is to keep the data up to date. Can then add additional clusters to perform additional workloads. Let's say you have another type of transaction. These are the main transactions, but you have another one, another set, but they only run like, maybe only during business hours. Um, and they don't need to deal with as all of the data. So you can actually make this system smaller. So it's on half the time. It's sized at half the size of this one. So it's only costing you 25% of your basic read-write workspace. On the other hand, you have another one. This one is for more analytic workloads. So it's actually beefier, but it's only used by your data scientists, and they don't even use it all the time. So maybe it's only up 30 hours a week. So that comes out to 27% of the cost of this one. So in other words, you're able to do these 3 workloads for only 1.52 times the cost, or half the cost, 3 versus 1.5, half the cost as if you were having to deploy a threefold system, which you don't need to do because you have that flexibility and elasticity. And of course, these don't actually need to stay on all the time, as I said. We also offer you solution kits. The solution kits are based on real world use cases that we worked on and that our customers have put into production. Some in financial crime, some in entity resolution and recommendation, and some for digital twin analytics like supply chain management. They include a graphical user interface, a graph model, so you don't have to create one, and very importantly, the queries or analytics that are addressing the needs, the questions that you have, and sample data so you can try it out to see how it works and see how the questions, the problems are being addressed by the solution kit. Then you can use the GUI to ingest your own data, and you now have a working solution. From there, you can show it to your boss to say, hey, I now have a working prototype of that solution. You can go on to modify it, but just in a few hours possibly, you have a real world working solution. And Sam is later going to show you, for an example, the transaction fraud solution kit. One of our customers, a major American bank, took one of the solution kits, the entity resolution, and within a week, it saw that this was going to provide real value. So besides the analytical capability, it also saw that the solution kit could help to solve another of its use cases, and that provided enough motivation for them to quickly move forward and solve their problems. I mentioned we have 3 times more data connectors than before. See in the top row, all the major cloud providers. You have Delta Lake, Iceberg, and Snowflake for modern data warehouses and lake houses, Spark, Kafka, relational databases, um, all sorts of different data sources. And because we're using the Kafka Connect framework for a lot of them, there's it can be easily extended to even more sources. In Kafka, one of the standards in the industry known for parallelism and resiliency. Some of the connectors use Spark, which is also has the advantage that it can do data transformation and it's bidirectional. The Kafka currently is just for reading data in, but the Spark-based connectors can both read data and out. So you have some options there. And I think the last benefit of Savanna I'm going to mention here is the wide support for graph query languages. We have GSQL, which TigerGraph innovated, and you have OpenCypher, which is widely used by other companies. Both offer you the basic capabilities for graph query languages, traversing the graph to see, what is connected to what, to ask for certain pattern matching. But GSQL also offers you analytical capability because of the way it's designed, the language features of having conditional statements, procedure-based, looping. You can your engineers can write out algorithms in GSQL beyond the capabilities of OpenCypher. But whichever you find more convenient, either is available to you. You can also use the upcoming GQL. We're in the process of implementing this. We were on the committee. I personally was on the committee to help define this language, and it was first released officially by ISO last year. And so we're in the process of it is, as I should say, I want to say it's based on these 2 languages with a forward look. So it's going to be a nice smooth transition to go to GQL. And with that, I finished my part. I'm going to turn it over to Sam to do his demo.
Thank you, Victor. My name is Sam Zhou. I'm the engineering and product manager for Savanna. Today, I'll be demonstrating TigerGraph Savanna, the most innovative cloud-native graph database platform for supercharging AI systems. We will begin by creating our first workspace in TigerGraph Savanna, and then explore all of its innovative capabilities. To start, let's create a workgroup. A workgroup is a logic collection of your workspaces and databases. You can give it a name and select the region where you want to allocate your resources. Next, let's provide the details for your workspace and database. TigerGraph Savanna delivers a key differentiation in the market by enabling the separation of storage and compute, allowing you to scale each independently to meet the specific demands of your workloads. A workspace represents the computing resources of a TigerGraph cluster. You can assign it a name and select a specific TigerGraph version. You can also further customize a workspace by choosing a workspace size that fits your need. If you do not know which size will work for you, you can use a size suggestion feature. Here, you can specify the raw data size, and based on the information you provide, we will suggest an appropriate workspace size for you. Alternatively, you can start with the smallest size, and you can always expand your workspace whenever you want. A database in TigerGraph Savanna acts as a storage unit for your data. To create a read-write workspace, you will need to set up a new database. Alternatively, if you're connecting to an existing database, it will create a read-only workspace, which will link the workspace to the existing database. Let's create a new database first and give it a name. Next, you can start from an empty database or select one of the 9 pre-configured solution kits, which encapsulate TigerGraph's expertise for mission-critical applications. Finally, you have the option to select from the list of add-ons to enhance the capabilities of your workspace. For this demo, we will use a transaction fraud solution kit and enable insights. I'll tell you more about solution kits and add-ons when I show you the marketplace. Let's click the Create button to get started. While we wait for our first workspace to be created, let's explore some of the powerful features that TigerGraph Savanna offers and enable you to supercharge your AI systems. These features are designed to enhance your experience and provide robust tools for managing and leveraging your graph data. First, let's look at the marketplace menu. Here, you'll find solution kits, which include 9 industry standard use cases. These kits are pre-built solutions tailored to a specific industries, making it easier to implement graph analytics for common business problems. Whether you are in healthcare, finance, retail, or another industry, these kits provide a great starting point. For example, you can find solutions for transaction fraud, customer 360, and supply chain management. Each solution kit comes with a pre-configured schema, queries, example data, and insights applications to help you get started quickly. In addition to the 9 solution kits, the marketplace also offers various add-ons to enrich your graph capabilities. 2 notable add-ons are TigerGraph Insights and Graph Studio. TigerGraph Insights is a powerful visualization tool that allows you to create interactive dashboards and reports directly from your graph data. And Graph Studio is a visual interface for designing, querying, and managing your graph database. Next, let's explore the admin menu, which provides several essential administrative features. In the Users section, you can invite or remove users and manage their permissions. This is crucial for maintaining control over who has access to your data and what they can do with it. The audit log allows you to check the audit trail of all activities within the TigerGraph Savanna environment. This is important for security and compliance, as it provides a detailed record of who did what and when. In the billing section, you can view and manage your billing information. This includes monitoring your spending, add payment methods, and reviewing invoices. Keeping track of your usage and cost helps ensure you stay within budget. Finally, the settings section. You can manage your organization's settings and API keys. This is where you configure the organization name and the branding logo. You can also set up API keys to manage TigerGraph Savanna and integrate it with your CI/CD environment. Now we have it. Our first workspace is now ready. Before we dive in, let's create a read-only workspace for this cluster. A read-only workspace allows you to connect it to an existing database without affecting the main workspace, which is idle for running queries and generating reports without impacting the read-write workflow. To create a read-only workspace, click the Create Workspace button. Give it a name, and select the existing database you want to connect it to. You can configure the workspace size and any necessary add-ons, and then click the Create button. After your read-only workspace is set up, you can explore and query the data without affecting the primary database. With TigerGraph Savanna, configuring, managing, and monitoring your workspace has never been easier. To customize your workspace settings, click the Configuration button in the Workspace menu. Here, you can adjust the workspace size to fit your need and enable or disable the HA setup. In the advanced settings, users can configure the auto-suspend, auto-resume feature, which optimizes resource usage by automatically suspending the workspace when it's idle and restarting it when needed. This feature alone saves users up to 30% on operational costs by reducing unnecessary resource consumption. Additionally, users can configure the scheduled expansion shrink feature, allowing them to expand compute resources to handle increased traffic during peak times. And shrink them during off-peak period. By dynamically adjusting resources based on demand, users can potentially save an additional 25 or more on compute costs. The add-ons menu allows you to enable or disable various add-ons to enhance your workspace capabilities, whereas alerts allows you to set up memory and CPU alerts. You can configure it to send notifications when specified thresholds aren't reached, ensuring you remain informed about resource usage. The Graph Admin menu enables you to configure GAdmin settings, giving you comprehensive control over your graph database environment. While most of the configurations have already been pre-optimized for you, there are still some settings that you may wish to adjust to suit your specific needs. After configuration, you can monitor your workspaces and databases from the top tabs. It provides details including workspace name, workspace ID, status, type, and TigerGraph version, as well as the topology size. TigerGraph Savanna integrates seamlessly with Grafana, empowering you to effortlessly monitor and visualize your workspace. The overall system health section provides an overview of CPU memory and disk usage per node for optimal performance monitoring. The network stats section tracks incoming, outgoing traffic, and network connections to identify bottlenecks. The service health section focuses on TigerGraph service metrics like memory usage and status per component. The final section, QPS, monitors query performance, including network statistics, query rates, and counts, ensuring efficient execution and addressing performance issues. Additionally, the data profiling feature in TigerGraph Savanna, we have our read-only workspace credit. For the data profile feature in TigerGraph Savanna, it provides a comprehensive overview of statistics based on your selected graph data, enabling real-time monitoring of the number and distribution of vertices and edges. For instance, in the transaction flow solution, you can observe that we have preloaded over 800,000 vertices and 2.8 million edges. Let's also take a look at the pre-built insights applications for transaction flow solution. We have two pre-built insights applications, one for ROI dashboard, which provides comprehensive insights into datasets characteristics, detection performance, and economic impact, enabling you to evaluate and optimize the financial benefits of your transaction flow detection efforts. Another one is a main transaction flow application. It allows you to check merchants by their page rank, identify entities with the shortest path to fraudulent transactions, inspect top WCC communities, and find cards with largest total transaction amount or high transaction frequencies. With this application, users can get started quickly with more accurate fraud detection, better risk assessment, and the ability to proactively prevent fraudulent activities, thereby reducing onboarding time and resource utilization. Now, let's dive into graph development. The four main steps of graph development on TigerGraph Savanna are design schema, load data, edit query, and explore graph. These steps are listed on the navigation menu, and you can also access them through the connect menu of each workspace. Let me walk you through each step. Designing the schema is a fundamental step in graph development. In this step, you define the structure of your graph, including the vertices and edges. Each vertex and edge type can have attributes that store additional information. To design the schema, navigate to the Design Schema menu. Here, you can visually create and modify your graph schema. You can add vertex types to represent entities like parties, community, transaction, and merchant. Similarly, you can add edge types to represent relationships such as transaction, receive transaction, or send transaction, or has. Once you've defined your vertex and edge types, you can specify the attributes for each type. For example, a party can have gender, date of birth, and name. An edge can have weight to represent the importance of the edge. After designing the schema, the next step is to load your data into Graph. TigerGraph Savanna supports 3 times more data sources for seamless high-speed ingestion, including data lake and cloud RDBMS sources. Now we support Snowflake, Spark, Delta Lake, Iceberg, and Postgres, in addition to AWS, Azure, and GCP object stores. You can explore the available data source options within the load data drawer. But for this demo, we will focus on the load the local CSV files into TigerGraph Savanna. First, let's create a new graph. Next, you can either drag and drop your files directly into the file details room or click the upload button. Wait until all files have been uploaded to the server. After successfully uploading your files, TigerGraph Savanna will automatically pre-process your files. It will detect the file headers, separators, and end-of-line characters in each row. If you're working with an empty graph that doesn't have any existing schema, TigerGraph Savanna offers the convenience of automatically generating a graph schema and mapping. This feature saves you time and effort by streamlining the process of setting up your graph structure. Once the initial schema and mapping are created, you can review them. You will notice a little mapped label on each vertex or edge, indicating that the corresponding vertex or edge already has data mapped to it. If you are dissatisfied with the initial mapping, you have the freedom to modify or create new mappings. If you feel that certain elements are missing, you can create a new vertex. And also, you can create a new edge. Conversely, if you find an element that are unnecessary, you can then delete the existing vertex or edges. You can also review the loading and schema in the confirm window. Let's confirm it. And wait a bit until the schema and the loading jobs are created. With your data loaded into the graph, the next step is to create and edit queries to analyze the data. TigerGraph supports a variety of query languages, including GSQL, OpenCypher, and the pattern matching syntax of GQL, the new ISO standard graph query language that TigerGraph helped develop from its inception. First, let's create a file in the GSQL editor. For instance, we can try to find cards that have more than 2,000 payment transactions. Let's run it. We can see that we have some result returned from the query. Alternatively, we can utilize GSQL syntax tree, which supports GQL syntax. Let's create a query and run it. Now we have some result returned as well. Additionally, we can write the query in OpenCypher. Let's create the query, run it. We have some same result returned. By utilizing these diverse querying options, TigerGraph Savanna allows you to select the most appropriate language for your specific requirements and preferences to effectively analyze your data and gain valuable insights. Moreover, GSQL Editor allows you to easily collaborate with your colleagues. You can share the GSQL file within your organization by selecting a specific user or sharing it with the entire organization. You can see the GSQL files shared with you in the shared folder. Last but not least, TigerGraph Savanna provides an easy way to explore the graph and visualize the results. The Explore Graph feature is an intuitive low-code visualization tool for understanding complex relationships and identifying patterns in your data. Let's start by reviewing the schema to understand the structure of your graph. Next, we can begin by typing card to explore the nodes related to cards. Then explore the sent transaction to see the transactions sent from the card. Follow the path to a payment transaction. Finally, see how the payment transaction is received by a merchant. Next, let's add a filter to the payment transactions to only show transactions greater than $5,000. Let's run it. Now, we have 5 transactions found that have more than $5,000. This will help us focus on significant transactions. Next, let's expand the neighbor of a vertex. Just right-click on the vertex, TigerGraph Savanna supports expanding on neighbors or neighbors of a specific type. This will show you all the connected vertices, helping you understand the relationships and connections in your graph. You can also select two nodes on your graph and use the all shortest path feature to determine the shortest path between two vertices. To add a new vertex, select the option to add a new vertex. Select the vertex type and provide the necessary details and attributes. Select Save. To edit an existing vertex, select the vertex and choose the Edit option. Make the necessary change and save. With that, it concludes my demo. We explored TigerGraph Savanna, highlighting its ease of use for creating workspaces, managing resources, and developing graphs. Its powerful features make it ideal for advanced analytics and AI applications. Thank you.
Thanks for that demo, Sam. So it's time to wrap up. Savanna is the cloud-native graph platform for efficiency, performance, and scale. And you can save at least 25% due to the cost efficiency and dynamic performance optimization you get from our separation of storage and compute and the fast deployment, pausing, and resumption of tailored resources. Just use exactly what you want when you want it. There's fast and easy deployment with our 9 solution kits, 3 times more data ingestion options, and the widest choice of graph query languages anywhere. It's available now. Just go to savanna.tgcloud.io. If you're interested in bring your own cloud, you can contact us at sales@tigergraph.com. Thank you and enjoy the power of Savanna.